22 minutes after, you'll not believe who we found at the Democratic National Convention. I had no idea, but Joan Jett is politically active.
Yeah.
Hey,
here
Joan.
I am. How you doing, Randy?
Well, it would be great if I could, be there and, touch you. That would be cool.
If we could
I'd love to hug you.
See each other's eyes, right?
Yeah, because you know what? You gave me, a lot of pleasure over the years. A lot of pleasure. And I'd love to be able to just grab you and thank you. So what is it that makes you political these days?
Well, I'll tell you. I think I've always, paid attention to what's going on, and I voted at the second I was old enough, and so I've always paid attention. But as I think most people know, our country's been in a tougher spot these last several years, and so I was just, really paying attention when a couple years ago when all the Democrats started to discuss running for president. And I actually went out to stump for Howard Dean.
Oh, did you?
I just thought it was really important to focus on, I think we're all patriots and we all do it in a different way. And I just thought it was really important to focus on things like the deficit, health care.
Well, you know what I want to ask you about that should be near and dear to you? Because, I can't sing and I can't, But to tell you the truth, the attack on artists is so vicious. That, they're saying, poor little Linda Ronstadt with the sweetest, most angelic little, set of, what does she do, Gershwin tunes and stuff. And she had the audacity to share something inside her that wasn't just music. And she was asked to leave the Aladdin Hotel with bags on a on one of those carts and thrown out of the hotel. Dixie Chicks, you make one phone call, they don't get airplay anymore in 1,200 radio stations. I mean, does this bother you?
I think it's very extreme, and I think, it does bother me, because I think we're all Americans and patriots, and we want our country to be what we envision it to be. And it's really hard because I try to see things with many perspectives, and really everything boils down to your perspective and where you're coming from. Anything is correct depending on where you're coming from. So I can see in a very sort of wide way why some people would be upset by that. But we live in a free society, and as artists, if you want to make a statement from the stage, I guess you just have to go into it, certainly these days, knowing that what you say, you better, really believe what you know what I'm saying.
Well, you know what gets me, Joan?
You just have to be ready to defend your position, You know
what kills me, though? Why should we have to? When you and me were growing up, I think we're about the same age, and when you and me were growing up, we listened to nothing but anti-war music, and it was the greatest music in the world. You had David Crosby and Stephen Stills writing amazing songs. You had Edwin Starr's War, Marvin Gaye's classic, What's Going On,
right.
Stevie Wonder, talking about, being born in a city and what it's like and the hard life. And, that's what art is. That's where it comes from. And to tell artists you have to limit your art to non-political things.
No, I absolutely agree with you.
I can't even imagine doing a show and not being political. I mean, what would be left for me? Where's the freedom in America if that's the case?
It's a very crazy situation. Well, everyone's so polarized now. I mean, it's not. Yeah. It's really not surprising to me that artists are going to take the brunt of that sort of situation. But I don't do a lot of political talking on stage necessarily. But actually, I just spoke to Bill O'Reilly, and he brought this up. And about Linda Ronstadt, and what did I think about it? And I thought that she's got every right to say it, But unfortunately, in the country we live in, I guess people have a right to complain, and that's just the bottom line.
If you get on any of the other, Talk Radio Row is all conservative. That's why I'm up here on the 9th floor. It's for my own protection. Isn't that weird?
No way.
There is no freedom of speech. Oh, yes, because Neil Bortz was behind us, and then Sean came, and then Bill came, and I forget who else was there. But they were like, you better go upstairs so that there doesn't, it doesn't come to fisticuffs.
Well, see, that's the thing. Don't you think that we have to be able to have conversations about things, even if we have disagreements, but we can't devolve into this name-calling thing. It's
But here's what I want you to do. I want you to throw it right back at them.
Exactly.
If you get on these shows, I want you to say to them, if they ask you, Joan Jett, you're an artist, you rock out, you love rock and roll, how dare you say, I love John Kerry too. Just say to them, what would your show be like if you couldn't opine about politics?
It's absolutely true. And
ask Bill O'Reilly if he thinks he's more of an artiste than you. Because I think the answer is no.
Yeah, exactly.
All of a sudden he's a journalist. That's crap. These guys, half of them, they just sit there and spread rumors all day. The lead story on the news. Well, when you get inside, you're going to be mesmerized. It's so beautiful in here. So much hard work obviously went into this. This is like it looks like a Motley Crue concert, that much activity with lights and staging and you come in here and you know what they're talking about? They're talking about Teresa Heinz Kerry and her foul mouth. Now, Dick Cheney stood on the Senate floor and told a guy named Patrick Leahy on the Judiciary Committee on the Senate floor to go F himself. It was a one-day story. But Teresa Heinz Kerry has to be stopped because she's got a foul mouth. And that's the lead story on the news. Not all of this fabulous convention stuff.
Well, that's why it's, I guess, in a way, all of our jobs to steer this right on back to things like the economy and the deficit and health care and prescription drug benefits and all these things that are important to Americans and keeping our jobs here at home.
Well, you amaze me, Joan Jett. I never knew this about you. I'm going to hook up with you later if I possibly can. I've got to shake your hand.
I'll be here all day, Randy.
Thank you, honey. Thank you so much. Joan Jett, everybody.
Bye-bye.